Hello and good tidings. This was the first interview I ever did on the first day I arrived to Denver, going straight to the Camp Biddle hackathon. I ran into him, he ran into me, and we were like, there's something about you, and we got to talking, and it was really cool. And I was like, hey, I'm starting this whole interview thing. Now, can you help me? Or can I interview you and bear with me as I'm figuring out the kinks and the good questions to ask and the camera frame and lighting and whatever. Vitaly Yadskiv, Ukrainian CEO and CTO. I interviewed him about himself and his company, just following up with what we were already talking about. He has a great personality and very interesting history, both in career, having started years ago with Hyperledger Fabric, and then progressing into creating his own startup, to now being CTO of BoostyLabs. And he also spoke about his livelihood, how it was affected by the Ukrainian war breakout 2 years ago. I also decided to include the little pre-interview chat for fun. We talk about Tolkien and Lord of the Rings, connected on that, and then go into the interview. It was very natural. So enjoy my first interview. Yes. Yeah, I can always edit that. All right.
I really like it's like poncho.
Yeah, some people call it poncho. This is a Celtic Ruana.
Oh, cool. For me, it looks like the Hobbit. Like I'm really big fan. I have those. Like
oh yeah.
Here I had big on the leg.
I mean, I'm a big fan of Tolkien.
Oh, me too.
For sure.
I like. It was my first author, the first book I totally read in my life, not because of school.
Yeah.
Because of that, like.
So, which one is your favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Silmarillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy.
You're really into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like,
fascinating.
I really like Hobbit from the perspective of the short story long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Hobbit was the very first book. Yeah. But Silmarillion opens a lot of different things around the world.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So yeah. So nice to meet you. What is your name? Who are you? And what are you doing here in East Denver?
Yeah, nice to meet you. My name is Vitaly. I'm CTO of the company called BoostyLabs. I'm Ukrainian. I'm currently live in the Prague, Czech Republic. So my company, we are doing the blockchain development. We are one of the biggest blockchain outstaffing and outsourcing and consultancy company in the space. We are in the space from 2016. We have a chance to work with the large companies like Ledger, Consensus, Animoca, with different governances. So we're pretty experienced company.
Yeah. Do you have teammates here? Are you building things here at the hackathon?
No, I'm participating mostly the conference for the business development and meeting some of my customers and meet some people, networking, like something like that.
Right. So blockchain development. Tell me more about that.
So we are doing almost everything because we are a pretty big company. We have more than 150 person on board.
Oh wow!
Like all blockchain developers. So we're doing EVM, WASM blockchains, almost Bitcoin, Cosmos SDK.
Okay, yeah.
So we are everywhere. Like the company was created in 2016 as a dev center for the company called Storage with J, like the first distributed storage in the world.
Okay.
And we did almost the big work for them, and we're still working with them for all this time. We're doing very good job for them. So after that, in 2019, like my CEO thought like, okay, we are doing very good job for storage. Let's provide the services for the other companies in the industry. So from this perspective, my CEO started the blockchain development services company and started to work with different companies in the space. And I joined the company half year ago as a CTO to build the new direction of the company. We are currently building the consulting direction, working with the different enterprise companies in the space, not Web3, just Web2, but adoption of the crypto technologies for the Web2 enterprises is pretty interesting topic for last maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Everybody think about it, yes?
Yeah.
The technology is powerful and we are going to support the enterprise with adoption of the Web3 technologies, not better say with blockchain. because blockchain is powerful tool set out of the public perspective, yes? So we're trying to help them with that.
Yes. How do you imagine we can help everyone who's currently not in the crypto world, the Web3 world, come on board?
So currently, for last 2-3 years, Web3 space started to build a lot of solution for the UX adoption. We can see the project like OXPass or Web3Os, which provides the social login for the wallet creation. You don't need to store your keys directly. You have to think about backup, but you can recover everything by your social medias, and you can log in by your social medias and don't think about the private key because UX is cool.
Yeah, that's very useful because most people don't want to have to deal with the keys. The private keys, it's a nightmare. Keeping track of that, and it's scary. So integration with existing technologies like social media, as long as it's implemented in a way that is secure.
Yeah, usually it's secure, but currently we have in this conference guy who did the next level of security of the casual login. They integrated the crypto wallet in the chip inside the phone, and they utilize your phone as a hardware wallet. It's pretty interesting solution. Like you can add here somewhere here link to them. Because solution is open sourced, and afterwards everybody can use it as a solution for the adoption of the user, because most of our users are using the mobiles.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has a phone, just about. And it being open source also very crucial for knowing that it is secure, the integrity of that.
Yes, and for market adoption.
Yes, precisely. So how did you get started? You're the CTO. Did you start as the CTO?
No, I didn't have career before crypto. Like I almost started from the Web3 space, not Web3, from the blockchain. I had started from the blockchain called Hyperledger Fabric in 2016. It was that time it was weird. Yeah. From the development perspective, that time it was real difficult. It was leak of documentation, like all early adoption blockchain projects. All of them have leak of documentation, updates without updating documentation, etc. After that, I moved to the blockchain called EOS. I worked with EOS. After that, we built the games on top of the ecosystem, collaborated with Wax blockchain, which we audited. And we're building the first, I think it's the first cross-chain game called Dark Country. We built the NFT bridge between the EOS, Wax, and Ethereum. So it was interesting start of the big career, but it became pretty boring because we was over the market for 2-3 years because the adoption of the cross-chain game started from the 2020-2021, but we did in the 2018-2019.
Right.
And we was really forward from the industry, and for me it became boring. I moved to the DeFi sector. I worked firstly in the company for a company as a dev lead. After that, I get funds and started my own startup in this space. So I had to close the startup on the February 2022. After hood, the war in Ukraine had started, and I decided to join the Ukrainian company, the company called SoftServe, where I was a lead Web3 expert. So we had the Center of Excellence, etc. But it was really cool to join the Ukrainian company in this weird time, because the Ukrainian companies are more flexible from the volunteering perspective, like paid volunteering day offs, etc.
Volunteering for the efforts. The war efforts.
Yes, sure. Like if you have to help some people who just moved from Ukraine somewhere to Europe, or you have to, I don't know, buy the car for the army and drive it to the army. They provided for you normal day offs, and it's really cool. And I think in the world, only Ukrainian companies provide things like that. A lot of companies supported Ukrainian developers, like Amazon or Google. They provided a lot of features, helps for the Ukrainian developers, but still it's pretty difficult at that time was to choose not Ukrainian company.
Right.
So, and afterhood, I joined the BoostyLabs half year ago as a CTO to build a new direction here and like raise this company because my previous experience match with the vision of the company leaders, and we currently build together the new big company.
That is awesome. That's quite a story.
Yeah, a pretty hard story, long story, but yeah.
Right. So you just recently moved to Prague.
Yeah, I moved to Prague a few weeks ago. I had lived here for half a year when work started, and I just moved through the different countries in Europe. I stayed for the longest period for 1.5 years in Krakow in Poland, and recently I moved to the Prague because of like cool city. My wife liked it, and we just moved there. Yeah.
So I imagine your company is completely remote. There's no headquarters in Prague.
No, my company headquarters in New York. We have developers in US. We have developers in Europe. Mostly, we have dev teams of Ukrainians. Maybe half of company are still in Ukraine. In Ukraine, we have big dev center with big office. But almost after COVID and after war has started, most of people work remotely from the different cities, different countries through the Europe, and not only Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot to take in. Of course, I've been thinking about the war myself ever since it broke out on that February 22, and it is inspiring to me to see the spirit of Ukrainians that are still optimistic, that are still doing things. The fact that you felt like you could, do what you can. Your skills were intersected with Web3 and crypto, so you're doing that, but you're helping where you can at home with your efforts.
Yeah, sure. Like everything has changed. We're not optimistic. We just don't have a chance to not fight.
Okay.
Like if we would stop, everything will be destroyed, and people who are supported volunteering, we are nothing because the real people who fight for it, they're on the front line. They're doing the war, they're putting their lives on top of the freedom.
Yeah.
And we are everything what we can do is support, and later whenever join them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So with you and your company, what's next? What are you most excited about moving forward?
So currently we started really a few new directions. First of all, it's enterprise consultancy, as I mentioned before. Second, it's AI. We started AI R&D department, mostly working with machine learning and LLMs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're utilizing this knowledge between the blockchain and not only blockchain, because after hood for last few years AI it's a hot trend and everybody wants it. Doesn't matter if it's a blockchain company or not, everybody think about the adoption of AI. We have collaboration with Replit AI. They providing the AI-backed development IDE. So we utilize their resources through our company. All of our developers are using this solution, and it really helps. It's optimize the development time. They have very good server side where you can deploy your solution, and it's really optimize the development time.
Yeah.
We really like it, and AI technology adoption currently is very cool. We are currently starting work with one company about the AI DevOps job. We want to utilize AI resources in different way within our company to optimize the development time, the development cost for our customers, and provide their really best solutions on the market.
Yeah, that's all awesome. I wish you great fortune with you and your team moving forward. Thanks.
Thank you a lot. Thank you for the interview.